Hello, everyone. My name is Mike Sager, the co-founder and co-CEO of Anchor Software here in Sydney, Australia. We are very lucky to bring to you today our webinar we've been waiting quite a long time to bring to you guys. It's a deep dive on the AI impact on the super yacht charter market. We're very, very lucky to have an amazing guest speaker with us today, Olga Specialska. I've had the absolute pleasure of knowing her for a number of years now, and we were very lucky to have her with us today. Quick walkthrough of our agenda for today. The first one will be a super quick introduction to Anchor. Many of our customers are here today on the call with us and will already be familiar with us, but we're going to do a quick introduction. We're going to take you through a quick introduction to what AI in yachting means. Olga, we are very lucky to have her with us today. She's going to be taking us through AI in yachting and a bit of a walkthrough on what AI means for yachting, the transformation that's upon us, and the rapid change that's coming with our impact of AI on our space. Elliot Cousins, my co-founder, partner in crime, is going to take us through the few AI agents that we've built and brought to bear and have in market for charter brokerages around the world, in addition to one of our senior engineers presenting to you what's the logic and the best way to approach AI and some of the insights from our really great engineering team here in Sydney. And we're going to give you some key takeaways and next step as to how you can practically apply this to your own brokerage around the world. So a bit of background context on Anchor ourselves, who we are and what we do. We are a team founded by myself and Elliot about 5 years ago. Very interesting thing about us, there's about 85% of our team is based in Sydney. We are very much a engineering-led and product-led company. Most of our team is based in Sydney, has been with us since day one, which we're very lucky for, and we've got a great and fantastic team here. The team we do have based overseas, we have a few salespeople in Europe, in addition to a very well-known and well-respected customer success and support team. We have a team across Australia, Canada, UK, Spain, Greece, and Croatia, with some hope to be soon announcements of expansion soon overseas. Quick overview of our products once again. Everyone who knows us is quite familiar with our products, but firstly, we have a global super yacht availability calendar. This has super yachts from around the world listed by vetted central agencies and accessed by vetted charter brokers around the world. It's a pure B2B yacht charter MLS, and it's now become, in 18 months, the biggest, most secure charter MLS and calendar in the world. Secondly, we have our integrations. These come in many forms, one of them being the yacht website integration, where vetted charter brokers are allowed to list the CA-approved yachts directly onto their own website to drive leads for them and ultimately driving business for the central agencies and the owners. And obviously, we have our original product Trips that we created, which is our first product we ever built, a luxury itinerary charter, so presentation and itinerary builder. 8,000 yachts, 5,200 locations, 200,000 photos. And lastly is e-contracts. Simple contract built by the world's biggest maritime law firm, Stevenson Hardwood, working natively with DocuSign, the world's most secure and largest e-signature tool. Quick overview of Anchor calendars to date before we hand over to Olga to walk through the introduction to AI. We started calendars a little over maybe 16, 18 months ago as a concept requested by customers in Asia and Australia. We took that data to market to see what the market opportunity was to connect central agencies in Asia and Australia to the rest of the world. It caught on very quickly, meeting an unmet need, and to date has over 260 central agencies from around the world. We've accelerated to that growth in just 18 months with the sole goal of helping the market grow and connecting charter brokers and central agencies from around the world to be able to work with each other in a secure platform together. And lastly, we're about to hand over to Olga. And again, we are very, very lucky to have her today. I've been privileged to have known and work with her prior to Anchor for close to over 15 years. And we were very lucky to have her today to bring us her insights as she's doing her PhD in AI as we speak.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Olga Specjalska, and I'm thrilled to be here today talking about how AI is changing the game for yacht chartering and more broadly for the world of luxury travel. This is a topic very, very close to my heart, not just as a marketer, as technologist, and as an academic, but as someone who's always been fascinated by the intersection of technology, adventure, and human experience. I think this is really important to what we are talking about here today. So let me briefly introduce myself. I spent over a decade in the technology sector, working with both corporate and startup world, mainly across Asia Pacific and Japan. Talking about the pace of change these days, so 2 years ago, I left the boardroom for a 17,000 kilometers long solo motorbike ride across South America. And the reason for that was that I really wanted to see firsthand how people are adapting to a rapidly changing world. And right now, I'm going even deeper because I'm researching the impact of AI on leadership as an academic, because I think that the world as we know it is going through a fundamental change. And I'm really fascinated by it. And I decided to study it even more deeply. And why I'm here today? Well, because I've seen firsthand how new tech from AI to automation can help even small businesses punch above their weight. And because I do believe that every industry, including the luxury travel and yachting, is on the cusp of really huge change. AI is already transforming luxury travel and yachting, but it's not just about the robots or replacing people, as we hear a lot about these days. It's about using smart tools to deliver more of what makes travel truly special. And that's authenticity, that's anticipation, and all of those little moments that feel like magic. And that's what really is important in our topic of conversation of creating truly unique experiences with AI in the background. It relates for me very deeply thinking about my travel through South America on the motorbike and thinking about how technology on one hand was giving me real-time insights about weather forecasts, but on the other hand, technology on its own could not have created the itinerary or the experiences I've got now. Um, what complemented all the insights from tech were people who gave me real insights, and none of the guidebooks could ever come up with that. So AI is now giving luxury operators the same power to combine the data on one hand and the human touch on the other. AI is the invisible concierge. It's orchestrating personalized journeys for a record of wealthy travelers. And as the world's luxury clientele grows, which is great for all of you, so does the expectation for seamless and AI-powered service. The predictions are that just in few years from now, 70% of luxury travel brands will rely on AI to deliver those really bespoke and unique experiences to the new generation of wealthy customers and their demands. So the future of luxury travel seems to be personalized, predictive, and definitely powered by technology. So let's make it real where it already happens. And there are multiple examples. I'm sure you have your own. In luxury hotels, the AI-driven concierge apps, they can recommend experiences in real time. We've all experienced those already. In travel, predictive analytics can help plan entire itineraries around the weather. And then the boutique operators are using AI to respond instantly to guest requests. And that happens even when they have very tiny teams. Um, from my own travels, I know the best moments often come from unexpected discoveries. And AI, when used very thoughtfully, it can really help you create more of those moments for your guests, for them to feel very unique. At the same time, it can help you deliver those at scale. So it is not about making everyone feel the same and look the same in your eyes. It is about making every guest feel very unique. And for charters, the hyper personalization might mean many different things. It might be tailored menus, it might be bespoke excursions, or it could even be music that shifts to fit the mood in the room and preferences of the guests without them even knowing. All of that is delivered very seamlessly and in the background. So here are some examples from the field. One is from Carnival Corporation's Ocean Medallion. That's a wearable IoT token. So it's paired with analytics platform. It tracks guest location, preferences, the spending in real time, and then it can unlock doors as you approach. It can also make sure that your drinks are delivered just as you sit down. It can really surface personalized recommendations. The trials that they ran, they showed a 40% reduction in service wait times, and that then translates to really measurable lift in guest satisfaction. The other example is on the AI algorithms, and that's including some open source data, but also training from local guides and local navigators, so that they can offer together a dynamic and constantly updated list of local recommendations, and made all of that available through smartphones. It allows seamless interaction through text or WhatsApp or whatever preference of the guests might be. So those are just some examples of what's really happening out there and what your guests are experiencing right now. But as we talk about revolutionizing luxury travel, I thought this graphic might bring the story to life. So if you imagine what the future looks like, AI is no longer just a bolt-on, it's everywhere. It touches every single part of the yachting experience. So let's break it down. From the charter client perspective, AI learns client preferences, so it can even anticipate the needs before they are necessarily voiced. And it can help create those really magic personalized moments. When we look at the yacht and the fleet, AI powers peak performance, think predictive maintenance, optimized routing, the performance tweaks that guests might not necessarily notice, but they will feel it. And then brokerage and the sales side. So on the business side, AI turns data into actionable insights. Predictive tools can really help brokers find the perfect match between client and yacht, for example. And when we look at crew and operations, AI gives your crew superpowers. I mean, streamlining logistics, enhancing the efficiency, supporting the decision making with the data in real time. It can really save a lot of time and free up the bandwidth to focus on those guest relations. At the heart of all of it is data. So this is the foundation. Without quality data about your vessels, about your guests, and all of your operations, even the best AI tools, they won't be able to deliver. So data is really important. At the same time, I do want to highlight that holding this power comes with huge responsibility. And the biggest risks in this new ecosystem is, well, first of all, is data privacy. So with more guest information flowing through all of your system, trust and transparency are becoming really non-negotiable. Bias and the over automation. So if you rely blindly on AI, it can really take you to the opposite of all of those benefits we talk about. You risk losing the personal touches and that personalized experience that you're after. And then security, as your operations become more digital, you really need to guard against the cyber threats because those threats grow the more data we have. So AI can enable a personalized experience for every client, but only when you really have the responsible, reliable, secure data that you build your systems on, and then add the irreplaceable human touch to it. So the goal isn't to replace people, but to empower them to deliver unforgettable experiences. We want to, in the background, remove all the other tedious things and then allow humans to do what they do best, the human touch and interactions. So the transformation doesn't just happen because you might buy a fancy AI tool. It really starts with people, and specifically with you as brokers, as managers, as leaders in your business. So this brings us to what I call the broker's blueprint for preparing for AI. It doesn't really matter whether you're running a boutique brokerage, you're managing a small fleet, or you're just simply looking for some ideas to stay ahead. There are three pillars I would encourage you to think about and focus on. And number one is the mindset. AI is as much about is as much about how you think rather than what you use. So embracing that mindset of curiosity and experimentation is really important. In both in my tech career and in all of my travels, I find that people who thrived the most, they weren't always the ones with either the most resources or the best tools. They were the ones who adapted fastest and saw technology as an enabler, not as a threat. The second one is skills. So this is about practical know-how. And yes, some technological fluency really helps, but more importantly, it's about being willing to learn new tools, ask questions, and then work alongside technology. What is really great news in this whole transformation we are going through right now is that most of the AI tools coming into our space are really designed to be intuitive and not intimidating. And then number three is the data. And finally, this is the big one, as we saw on the previous slide. Data is the fuel for every AI system. So clean, accurate, well-structured data isn't just best practice. It's not just technical detail. It is really your strategic asset. If your data is patchy or siloed, even the best AI can't deliver results. So think about that. If you invest in good data practices, you keep your records up to date, you integrate the systems and respect the privacy, you will unlock the real magic of AI, and you will set yourself to stand apart from the crowded market. So that's the foundation. I really think that if you think about those three, you'll be off to a good start. So if the broker's blueprint is about getting your mindset, skills, and data right, then what's next? This is where we need a reality check, because if you spend any time reading the headlines, there is a lot of hype about what AI can do. AI is everywhere these days, and the promises are really grand. But let's talk about what actually matters when you're making decisions for your business. So in my years in big tech, I've seen the hype cycle firsthand. And tools are pitched as miracle cures and, they promise everything. But the reality is you only get value if you cut through the noise and focus on what's real and what's real for you. So there are three things to keep front and center. One, clearly defined business problems. AI is not a magic wand, it's a tool for solving problems. The most successful projects always start with a specific pain point. What is the actual issue you're trying to solve? Think about that. Is this speeding up guests onboarding? Do you want to reduce downtime? Maybe you're looking for better personalization of your marketing. Think about what the problem is, and then you can go from there. The second, anticipated ROI. So you need to be clear about what the success looks like. How will you measure the value of the tool you're trying to deploy? Sometimes that's increased revenue, other times it's saving staff hours or maybe improving guest reviews. You just have to make sure that you set real targets and know what good looks like for you specifically to your business. And then integration, simplicity, and scalability. Even the best solution will fail if it's a nightmare to integrate with your current systems or if it's too complex for your team. So prioritize tools that are simple, work with what you already have, and can grow with your business. If you can anchor every decision in these three realities, you'll be able to separate the true opportunity from the hype. And the goal isn't to have the most AI. The goal really is to have the right AI. So now that we've separated hype from reality, let's get to some specifics. And what are the practical value adding ways AI is already transforming the work of brokers, and what might be worth you spending time on as you move forward. So here are a few areas where I find AI is truly moving the needle for businesses like yours right now. I won't go through all of them in detail. You will find this in the resources I will share later. But here are a few top of mind game changers as I think about your industry. One, it must be the instant lead qualification. So you have AI chatbots, AI agents, and all those smart lead scoring tools. They can instantly go through all of your incoming leads and then highlight top prospects and automate the follow up. So you spend more time with people who are ready and less time nurturing the order pool because the tools can do it for you. You can automate all of it these days. Another one, automated and engaging content creation. It is a really game changer when it comes to content creation. There are some incredible tools and you can automate a lot of it, being very specific to your target audience, and make each one of your potential customers feel like you're directing the message straight to them. Predictive client insights, that's another one. The machine learning now allows you to focus booking likelihood, identify preferred destination. It can even suggest the best time for the outreach to specific customer group. So if you focus on these applications, you identify the ones that are biggest bottlenecks for you, identify the applications that might be the most beneficial to your business, and then start small from there. That might be the best path for you. So you might be wondering, where should I actually start, or what does this look like in practice, especially if you don't have a huge budget or you don't have in-house tech team. Let's look at some of the practical examples and some few creative ideas that can spark the next steps for you. So here are some actionable ways to start experimenting with AI in your own brokerage or your own business with no massive investments or technical expertise required. And just a disclaimer here that I'm not endorsing or I'm not affiliated with any of those tools. Those are just genuine examples of what's available out there, but the scene is changing almost daily. So I would recommend identify your use case first and then find the best tools for you and your use case. But here are a few ideas. AI-driven hyper-personalization. So the market of one. Use AI to create truly tailored journey for each client. And that might include dynamic pricing and custom itineraries. You might even anticipate their behavior based on, anticipate their preferences based on past behavior. And that would make them feel like this is an offering that's truly suited and tailored to them. Gen AI storytelling at scale. There are multiple ways in which you can leverage AI to craft really engaging, unique stories about your yachts, about your destinations, even your brand. And it's really like having top quality copywriter with you every step of the way. Video first shoppable micro content. So that's about short form video. It's not just for influencers these days. With AI, you can really quickly create those and put them out there with links directly to buy the experiences. So that's something you might want to look at. Founder and user generated authenticity. Nothing speaks better to potential customers than the opinions and reviews of past customers. So there are many new tools that can help you accelerate that. And then last one I included here is the opportunities now with AI to really master the market intelligence and competitor analysis. In the past, that would be very time consuming and not really practical to do it very often. But AI tools these days really allow us to do that very quickly and keep up with the trends in the market and what our competitors are doing. So the bottom line here is you don't need to overhaul your whole business overnight. Pick one idea, see what resonates, test it, and build from there. I have included a few practical tools for each area that might be a starting point, might be something you want to look at. The best part is you can experiment with these today. Often they have free trials, they don't have requirements for massive IT teams or projects needed. Just remember to check the data privacy guidelines of your company before you upload any info or engage with those tools. And then, so after all of this, as we looked at the whole menu of examples and practical tools you can try, let's recap with a few simple actionable takeaways. First, start small. Don't feel pressure to launch everything at once. Second, test and iterate. So think like a founder, test, learn, adapt. Some tools will work for you, some might not. It's not failure, it's just learning. So stay curious and willing to adjust as you go. And finally, aim for market of one. The future of luxury is hyper personalized. So use AI and data not just to reach more people, but to make every single client feel like they are your only one client. If you keep this principle in mind, I'm sure that you will not only future-proof your business, but also create meaningful experiences for your clients. Thank you for joining me. If there's one thing I've learned from the boardroom meetings and the backwards of South America is that technology should empower us to be more human and not less human. And I think this is just as relevant in your industry. AI is a tool, but the real magic comes when we use it to deliver truly remarkable experiences. This QR code will take you through to the resources that I put together. Some of them were mentioned through this presentation. I hope they will be useful to you. And if you want to keep in touch, you can find me on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Olga, for that awesome presentation and such rich content. Next, we're going to talk about some of the AI solutions that Anchor is building within our own products and also custom solutions that we are building for some of our broker clients. We're also going to share some of the, in addition to the examples and specific use cases, we're going to hear from Massimo Presta, one of our senior engineers who's leading a lot of the AI work we're doing. He's going to talk about some of the implementation considerations and kind of the important human AI partnership considerations when making AI build investments. So some of the things we are going to touch on and show you the examples of what we have built include AI platform assistance. So this is where we've built custom agents for our clients to bring together their own data or to enhance their websites and internal platforms. We're going to show you some AI agents we have built that connect Anchor's systems and platforms, specifically Anchor Calendar, with messaging platforms such as WhatsApp and Telegram. And we're also going to talk you through an example of how we've used AI to build an intelligent matching and workflow tool for one of our customers as well. So when we talk about AI-powered platform assistants, it's really important to call out how much impact they have. And we've seen stats that show that indeed they can reduce the amount of search time and lag time that customers spend on a website or a different platform by up to 70%. The amazing thing that they can do is put so much power in the hands of the charter broker or the sales broker to pull personalized, pull highly tailored content and send personalized responses. And that's based on internal data and also understanding of real-time context and external data such as social media and other client interaction points. And it's amazing how much insight can be gleaned by connecting these data sets together and by leveraging the AI to create that insight and action loop. What you're seeing on the right here showing is a AI agent we have developed called Yachtbot. And Yachtbot allows our client, who has a whole bunch of internal data around yachts that are for sale and for charter, to pull that data instantly through an AI assistant based on a range of specific parameters, such as features around the yacht, be it price that the client has in mind, or the budget, the currency type, the size of the yacht. They can then chat to this AI agent very much like you might be familiar with chatting with ChatGPT, or like a very super smart human. And then they can pull information and provide information around a range of yachts. They can compare and contrast those yachts. They can then answer very targeted questions, such as things like fuel efficiency. And they also have the power to take all of that yacht information and turn it into a brochure, all instant and in real time. And this is just an example of a chat that I recorded earlier this week to give you an insight as to what interacting with this AI agent is like and what it's capable of generating extremely efficiently. Something we've worked on in Anchor to enhance our own calendars product is a product called Ragent. And Ragent is designed to bring together the different messaging platforms that our clients use, such as WhatsApp and Telegram, and to connect those with our own internal platform, that being the Anchor Calendar. It's all done through very secure API connection. We use leading LLMs or large language model AI providers such as OpenAI for ChatGPT to provide the intelligence behind the AI agent. And of course, we use all the highest level of encryption with the third parties we integrate with. So obviously WhatsApp and Telegram with their own proprietary encryption is applied. The agent that we build essentially provides the role of allowing a user to connect to use WhatsApp or Telegram to search and interact with the Anchor Calendar. So as you can see here on the left, I'd be putting in an inquiry around certain facets of yacht availability, searching either by yacht name or yachts that are available on certain dates and in certain regions or within a certain budget. It can then tell me more about each of those yachts that I've been searched, so I can identify the exact yacht selection that I want to present to my clients. It can then turn those into brochures instantly and send those back to me via WhatsApp, which I can view on my mobile and also send directly to the client. And I can also, which is very cool, send an inquiry to the central agent for each of these yachts, assuming they have availability for my charter request. This is a very powerful tool because we know how much the yacht charter broker community lives inside WhatsApp and Telegram, and the intent of this type of AI agent is to allow you to engage with the Anchor platform and all the yachts and the central agents on the platform, but inside the messaging platform that you live and work in. Another example is a streamlined workflow AI agent that we have built, and it's for one of our customers, and it's essentially designed to supercharge the inquiry through to customer response process. So if you take, for example, an inbound inquiry that comes via the customer's website or through WhatsApp or via email, the AI agent, based on what that inquiry is provided, it then looks at external information about the customer, so things like their social media presence and other external publicly available data sources, and looks at internal information, assuming we have information about that customer, so previous charters they may have done or previous preferences that they may have submit, and it then finds yachts that a list of yachts that would match that client's requirements intelligently by looking at their context as well as the specific inputs that they provided. It would then also search real-time availability on the Anchor platform to return yachts and then rank those based on best potential match and available match for the client and their specific requirements, and send that recommendation to the charter broker themselves. But whilst the charter broker is then turning that into a more fleshed out, detailed and potentially tailored proposal, the AI agent has sent out a real-time, highly personalized and human feeling response to that inquiry, to that client. And so that really closes the loop in terms of the amount of time between initial inquiry through to presentation of options and recommendation of yacht options and itineraries through to the feedback to the customer with an outbound response. And it doesn't take the human out of the loop by any means. It actually enhances the broker's ability to spend time really deeply understanding and preparing a proposal based on specific needs, but it's provided a highly personalized, instant engagement with the charter customer, so they don't feel like the inquiry has just been caught by spam or hasn't been seen. I'm now going to hand over to Massimo to talk through the implementation considerations around working with AI and AI agents, as well as the AI and human connection, and why it's mission critical to get that part right.
Jumping into the implementation considerations, when implementing AI solutions for your business, you have three main paths that you can choose from. The first is building your own AI system from scratch. This requires massive amounts of data, specialized computer infrastructure, and a significant upfront investment before you can even test if it works for your business. The second option is more lightweight, but it's what it's called the fine-tuning. It still requires technical expertise and to be able to prepare a substantial amount of data. The third and most practical approach is what's called prompt engineering, which means giving clear, specific instructions to an existing AI system to get the results you need. So this is the fastest way to test AI solutions and to see immediate value. So what made sense for us was starting with what's called a RAG system, or retrieval augmented generation. So think of this as an AI assistant that can search through your company's knowledge base, client preferences, yacht specifications, booking histories, and then use that information to provide intelligent responses. This approach lets you leverage powerful AI capabilities without the massive investment of building from scratch. Some of the challenges that we have to face, and there were a few, but one of the biggest was building AI system. With building AI system is maintaining context between different processing steps. Think of it like this. When you're planning a complex charter itinerary, you might need to check your availability, review client preferences, verify cruise schedules, and coordinate with marinas, all while keeping track of how each piece of information relates to each other. AI systems work similarly by breaking complex tasks into smaller steps. But here is the challenge. Between each steps, the AI can lose track of the broader context. It's like having an assistant who can expertly handle each individual task, but forgets the overall goal and previous decision when moving from one task to the next. For example, when searching for a suitable yacht, the AI might find the perfect matches, but then forget the client's specific dietary requirements when moving on to plan the provisioning. Additionally, AI systems have limits on how much information they can process at once. So imagine trying to remember every detail of a conversation that goes on for hours. So we solve this by creating a memory system that allows the model to recall relevant information from previous interactions. Our first approach involved building a technical retrieval system, which worked adequately. However, our breakthrough came when we took a different approach. Instead of engineering the memory system ourselves, we instructed a model on how to find and use relevant information from long-running conversations. This human-like approach to memory retrieval gave us much better results and more natural interaction, and has made our solution future-proof, since its result quality is directly correlated on how good the model processing text is. So the better the model gets, the better the solution is. When it comes to AI and humans, there's been a lot of fear about AI replacing jobs, but our experience tells a different story. In the software industry, engineers were amongst the first to be threatened by the AI, yet they've become some of its biggest users. Why? Because AI hasn't replaced engineers yet. It's made them dramatically more productive. AI has transformed the way on how we find information, write code, and get feedback on solutions. Instead of spending hours on routine technical tasks, we can now focus on creative problem solving and building better products. Some of the AI solutions we've developed for the yacht industry were built in weeks rather than months, and in some cases just days. Now, the vision for AI in the yachting industry that we see is not to replace your professional, but instead we see AI as a powerful tool that can make charter agents, brokers, and yacht managers 10 times more productive by handling repetitive and administrative tasks like searching through vessel availability, matching client preferences with yacht features, or organizing complex itinerary details. AI frees up professionals to focus on what they do best, which is building relationships with clients and creating unforgettable experiences. So the goal isn't to remove the human touch from yachting, is to amplify it. When AI handles the time-consuming background work, charter professional can spend more quality time understanding client needs, providing personalized recommendation, and ensuring every details of the charter experience exceed expectations.
So that was a really in-depth walkthrough from both Olga, our co-founder Elliot, and our senior engineer Massimo. So what's next? What do you do with this? We are very happy to work with our customers and prospects on agents that can be custom built, but also the ones that will be directly bolted onto our products. In the case of Ragent, as we spoke to you, to how charter brokers will be able to interact just using their voice and WhatsApp to our multiple products, just to make it simpler to do their job, whether it's sending itineraries, reading contracts, or even in the future, sending and receiving payments. So we don't want to create new products for you to have to use. We want to insert ourselves into the way that you do your business and make it even easier to work with Anchor to delight your customers. So quickly, before we head over to Q&A, we do have a very, very big announcement to share. Our singular goal at Anchor is to grow our customers' businesses and to bring the yachting world together without bias. So in that vein, we are partnering with Yachtmaster Group, the International Charter Expo, and making quite a significant investment to bring Middle East, Asia, and Oceania central agencies and charter brokers together to meet in person, because the super yacht schedules tend not to work together very well for the in-person yacht show. So we're doing an off-season show, partnering with ICE, and we want to bring all new exhibitors, charter brokers, central agencies, and suppliers. And Anchor is partnering with ICE to cover half of the costs. We are big supporters of bringing brokers together, and we saw this as a vehicle, very logical vehicle to do this through. We've been making more announcements, and we're very happy to already have customers in the first few days signing up for this because they see the value as much as we do. So now we're going to move over to a Q&A. We've actually got a couple of questions that have come. I'm just going to flip over to here. One question has already come through to Olga, who, by the way, just for the record for everyone in Europe and the US, it's now midnight in Australia. So the fact that Olga has joined us for this is a huge thank you to her. So one of the questions that came through from Jacob in the UK. So this is a very typical question that a lot of brokers are going to have. Brokerages inherently are very service-based. They have deep industry knowledge, but are not necessarily technical. So Jacob's question is actually with that as a backdrop. He's actually wondering where they start. He says, our brokerage is not technical. Do we need a partner, or can we start on our own?
That's a very good question. I think where you can start is really by identifying the actual business problem that you're trying to solve. So what are the improvements you would like to see? Where are your pain points? Don't start with technology itself. Don't go straight into the tools, but first identify what is it that I actually want to improve. So for what you identified as small or non-technical brokerages, I don't think you really need to jump straight into hiring an expensive tech partner. You can start on your own. So just think about what your problem is, what are you trying to solve, and then list your pain points. Try the tools that are already there. We just heard about some of them that are already available to you off the shelf, and then experiment on a small scale. So start small, single process, single team member, try a few things, see what works, and then go from there. So learn as you go. That would be the best place to start. Obviously, there are situations or cases where it is appropriate to hire the experts and call for experts. So if you want to build something really custom and integrate multiple systems, or you're handling a lot of really sensitive data at scale, then you would probably want to get expertise of a partner that's already done it a few times. But other than that, see first what you're trying to solve and work with tools that are already out there.
Cool. There's one more question for you, but there was another one that came through from Sarah in Monaco. This actually makes sense. She says, how secure is the AI? Who can access it from WhatsApp? I think this is when Elliot was talking about Ragent. So I think Elliot spoke to it, but you have to be an authenticated user with a linked mobile number or phone number to be able to access and query our Super Yacht availability calendar. So it's not consumer facing. It's the same vetted charter brokers that would have access to that AI bot. Same criteria, separate client accounts. You have to show your references. The same criteria people are used to having to access our calendar is the same people with the authenticated phone number it's not a consumer facing bot at all. So it's only for charter brokers, or in the other case, central agencies. Cool. There was one last one that came through for you, Olga, from Dimitris. I'm going to guess that's Greece. What's the question? How should I first use AI on my website to convert leads? So it sounds like
there are multiple.
Yeah, you go. Sorry.
Yeah, there are multiple tools out there. So what I would recommend is that you look for those. I mean, it depends on the scale of your business and how many are we talking, and exactly which part of the channel or of the funnel nurturing process you want to address. So I think this use case particularly has been addressed. I included the QR code. There are a few tools already for that out there. So target specific use case? Do you want to funnel do you want to address the top of the funnel? So do you want the AI to first pre-qualify your leads so that then you can focus really on the quality leads? Or is it that you are actually wanting more demand and you are going even earlier? So there are different tools for different stages of lead qualification process, and multiple tools out there can do the job.
Yeah, there was another question from Aman, which I wasn't able to see on my side. I think he's asking you for what criteria or benchmarks do you recommend to use when you're evaluating different AI alternatives?
Well, it really depends on the use case. So when we talk AI, there are so many use cases these days, and most use cases, they do have their niche specific tools. So benchmarks and what we're looking for would be really dependent on that. But as I mentioned in the presentation before, when you identify the problem that you want to solve and the use case you're trying to address, the benchmark should be specific to you. So when you identify the problem and you look at what kind of improvement would make significant difference to your business, this is the benchmark that you want to get to for your business. It is really specific, so I wouldn't go comparing with others. Find out what would make a tangible difference to your specific business and then aim for that. And that's how you evaluate the tools. Are they going to get you there? And what is the first level investment of your time and your staff time to learn the new tools? This is how you should be evaluating.
Cool. I feel like by the time I wake up in the morning, AI is going to change again. So the speed we're going.
Very likely.
So again, Olga, we've already said this multiple times, both today, this morning when we did the event in Sydney, but also the fact it's almost midnight now. So thank you so much for your time. And everyone, there is the QR code for Olga. Engage with her if you have any questions. You will not be wasting your time. It will be hugely valuable. And you obviously saw what we're working on from both Elliot and our senior engineer, Massimo. So thanks, everyone. This will be if you got 52 minutes in, hats off to you. And we're going to go end our day here. And I wish everyone in both Europe and the East Coast of the US a good rest of your day. So thanks, Olga. And thanks, everyone. Have a good day. Bye.